Hi friends, Namaskara. Swagatam, Suswagatam. Khemcho, Majama. Welcome once again to my YouTube channel Net Worth Riches. Now this channel is all about increasing your net worth by helping you make, invest and grow your money and have good decision making skills for sustainable happiness and peace. In my previous video, I explained how gold is the insurance you need to protect your net worth, to protect the purchasing power of your money. Today, I will dig a little deeper and explain how gold is real wealth, not the currency you have in your purse, not the money that you have in your bank account. I will explain how gold is real wealth, but I will do this with a little Indian twist and explain it with the help of macroeconomics and history. So here we go. Now let's rewind back time and go back into history. I'm not talking about Akbar and Jahangir. Let's go back to the Roman Empire. Even the Romans used to use gold coins as their currency. Yes, even then gold coins were into circulation. Now as the Roman Empire had to expand and they had to do administration of their current territories that they've captured, bureaucracy comes into play. They had to go and devalue their gold coins that they had back then. So first they devalued the gold coins by chipping away gold coins. Then as time went by, they needed more money. The Roman Empire needed more money. They devalued it even further. Then they started using silver coins. Then as time passed by, they devalued the silver coins as well. Then they started using copper coins. Then they started using bronze coins. So you see, as time passes by and as bureaucracy comes into play and the government needs more and more money, they go ahead and devalue the existing currency in circulation. So the Romans did the same thing. First they went ahead and devalued their gold, started making it thinner. Then silver coin, started making that thinner. Then copper, then bronze. In 2023, that is exactly the same thing that happens. Even the government today goes ahead and prints more money, which goes ahead and devalues the existing currency in the system. Now, of course, like the Roman Empire, we don't have gold coins, but we have notes. Now, say for example, if you have 100 notes in circulation, government prints 100 more. So now there are 200 notes in circulation. So this automatically goes ahead and makes the first 100 notes that we had less valuable. But the governments, being governments, they constantly print money and devalue the existing currency. But why do we go ahead and trust the government? And the key word being trust. We trust our government because our government goes ahead and guarantees the goods and services that we can purchase with that currency note. Now take any note that you have in your purse. Take a 10 rupee, 100 rupee, 200 rupee. It clearly states, I promise to pay the bearer sum of 10 rupees. मतलब 10 रुपए का तो आप goods या services खरीद ही सकती हो, ये guarantee अपनी government दे देती है. And not only our government, all the governments follow the same thing. They go ahead and print money and all the people of that specific currency trust their government. अभी आप ही बोलो, आप government के ऊपर 100% विश्वास कर सकते हो क्या? चलो हमने अपने गवर्नमेंट पे ट्रस्ट कर ली. वी गो अहेड एंड ट्रस्ट आवर गवर्नमेंट एज वेल. बट व्हाट इफ सम अदर गवर्नमेंट गोज अहेड एंड डज समथिंग? नाउ द वर्ल्ड बीइंग सो इंटरकनेक्टेड, कोई दूसरे गवर्नमेंट ने कान कर दी तो हमारी गवर्नमेंट क्या करे? अभी रशिया ने जाके यूक्रेन के ऊपर अटैक कर दिया, तेल एक्सपेंसिव हो गए, पेट्रोल हैज बिकम मच मोर एक्सपेंसिव. नाउ व्हाट कैन नरेंद्र मोदी डू इन दिस? ही कांट डू एनीथिंग. सो द गवर्नमेंट्स हैव ओनली वन टूल एट दैट डिस्पोजल. They go ahead and they print more money. This is all what they are doing now. But if you go back 100 odd years, they couldn't do that. At that point in time, we were on the gold standard, which means that if we needed more money, we needed to print more money, we had to first have more gold in our reserves. मतलब तिजोरी में पहले तुम्हारे पास 100 रुपए का गोल्ड होना चाहिए, फिर तुम जाके 100 रुपए का नोट छापो. तो ये थी. That's why gold had intrinsic value, because gold cannot just magically appear. अभी अपनी गवर्नमेंट बस 2 बटन दबा देती है, पैसे छप जाते हैं. पुराने टाइम में नहीं ऐसा था. तभी तुमको और पैसे छापने, पहले जाके ज़मीन से सोना निकालो. But for that, the government has to build a mine. It has to have people working in the mine. It has to go ahead and have the specific equipment to remove the gold. Then they have to purify the gold. So this entire process cost some money. So that's the reason gold had specific value, and there was an intrinsic cost associated with the production of gold. Hence, there was an intrinsic cost associated with the production of money. So the governments couldn't just go ahead and print money at will when we were on the gold standards. But governments being governments, उनको तो पैसे चाहिए रहते हैं. इलेक्शन के टाइम आए तो पैसे चाहिए, कुछ ब्रिज बनाना है पैसे चाहिए, कुछ करप्शन करना है, मैं नहीं बोलूँगा करप्शन, बट कुछ भी करना है तो पैसे तो चाहिए. तो then what does our government do? Our government constantly goes ahead and tweaks the rules. And the final nail in the coffin was in 1970s when the US government completely got off the gold standard. Before that, you could take a US government a dollar note and exchange it for gold. So all the countries around the world used to do that. But in 1970s, the US started running out of gold. So what did the US do? The US simply changed the rules. They said we are coming off the gold standard. It had reached to such an extent that France even sent its warships to collect the gold. But the US president back then, President Nixon, said, no more gold, we are off the gold standard. So with this, if France could send its warships, and the US government stops giving gold to the rest of the countries that it had promised to do, we know that gold is real wealth. Gold is actual wealth. Because all the countries are doing that, so shouldn't we also go ahead and do the same? Now also all the countries around the world store gold in their reserves as a tier 1 asset, which means that it is the most safest form of assets that all the countries keep in their reserves. If you check during the past 2 years, all the central governments around the world have gone ahead and procured gold in record amounts. They've procured gold in such amounts that haven't been procured during the past 100 years. So with this, we know that the countries, as countries, they trust gold. So shouldn't we as individuals trust gold as well? That's the question only you can answer. But the Indian twist that I was explaining, now I'll give you the Indian twist. Now we know that US dollar is the reserve currency, which means that the US dollar is much stronger than the Indian rupee, which we currently trade in. So 1 rupee is approximately 83 rupees as of today. If you go back, it was not 80 rupees. I remember in 2012 it was around 45 to 50 rupees. And now today it is 80 rupees. Matlab, our currency keeps on devaluing 3 to 4% a year. ऊपर से कुछ कांड हो गई तो और devalue हो सकती है. So we have to keep that in mind that our Indian rupee devalues approximately 3 to 4 rupees मोटा per year. पर अगर कुछ कांड हो गई, devalues even further, because the US is a much more stronger currency. And now since US is the reserve currency, gold is they go ahead and trade in dollars. So the gold major trade that happens, it happens in dollars. In 2011, gold was $2,000 per ounce. And in 2023, as of today, gold is around 1900. So you will say gold has not increased much more. But if you check it with the Indian context, in 2011, gold was worth around 25 to 28,000. Today, in 2023, it is worth 60,000, which means that it has more than doubled. If you check, the cost on cost basis, we are getting an 8% average return for gold if we invest with the Indian rupee. So that's how you see that, gold can play a major role, especially for us Indians to go ahead and increase our net worth. So not only is it God's money, insurance money, as far as we Indians are concerned, it helps us grow our net worth as well. So this has two purposes. One, it is wealth, it protects our money. The second, it goes ahead and increases our net worth as well. What more could we ask for? So the synopsis of this episode that we had today, please go ahead and invest a good amount into gold, because it has multiple uses and gold is real wealth. If you like today's video and you agree with what I'm saying, please smash the like button below. Please share it with your friends and family, because this will go ahead and motivate me to bring you more such content about making, investing and growing your money, because I feel that everything that we learnt about money is wrong. So to end it on a lighter note, भाई लोग बहन लोग कृपया करके सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, लाइक कीजिए और अपने दोस्तों भाव बंधुओं के साथ प्लीज़ ये वीडियो शेयर कीजिए. थैंक यू.